Alrighty, good afternoon, everybody. Mr. Aguilar back with you again. All right, we are on week 3 of our Genes in Space project. Some of you guys have turned in some very good submissions. Some of you guys are still having a little problem, still working it out. Some of you guys, unfortunately, have not turned anything in. So to those of you who have been coming to the mentor sessions, who've been listening to your mentors and working with them, wonderful, wonderful job. Let's try and get every single person on board this week. If you have not been to a mentorship session yet, that is not good, but it is okay. We can work with that. Make sure you go on the Teams page, make sure you register for your session, and make sure you get there this week because, guys, this is the last week. The deadline for Genes in Space is May 9th. After that, there's nothing I can do about it. That is the absolute end of the contest. Your grade will depend on it. So please, 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 guys, if you haven't been to a mentor session, make sure you get to one this week. Make sure you come prepared. Make sure you watch the videos and things that I put on the assignments page, on the Teams page, all the links that Dr. Sweeney has provided. All of these things will help you guys out big time, so please take advantage of them. All right. So for this week, our proposal is going to look exactly like it did last week. It's just you're going to officially submit it. So I'm actually going to walk you through step by step the entire submission process. Please do not submit your entries until you have spoken with a mentor at this week's session. If you are listening to this and it is a Friday, a Saturday, or Sunday, later on in this week, you missed your mentor session, unfortunately, you're on your own, you can come to me, I'll help you out any way I can, but again, guys, that is your responsibility to register and come to your mentor sessions. It is not my responsibility. That is on you guys. So please, let's get to it. Let's do it together, guys. We've got less than 4 weeks of school left. We're doing it. We're making it. But we got to finish strong. This is the end of the race. Doesn't matter how far you've come beforehand, how well you've done. You got to push it every step of the way. This is the end, guys. This is it. This is when it matters. All right. So you come to your web browser and you've talked to your mentors. You've worked out all the kinks from your rough draft. You are ready to go. All right. Genes in Space. Let's go ahead, genesinspace.org, and go to the website. Now, again, I'm going to make sure I have all these links up and everything else you need, but I just want to show you visually how we're going to do it. All right, Genes in Space page, and as you can see, deadline was extended till May 9th, but guess what? Today is May 4th, so May 9th is, when is that, on Saturday, I believe? Let's see, that's not my thingy. That is Saturday. And that is when the due date will be. So please, guys, make sure you get it done as soon as you can. But again, I would wait until you talk to your mentors because they're going to help you. All right. So you've talked with your mentors. You've gotten all your help. You've finalized your proposal. You've done everything you need to do. Now, I'm going to have you submit your proposal on here on the website, but you will also need to copy and paste and submit it to me through our Teams page. So if I were you, I would write your proposal out like on a Microsoft Word document thing or something so you can save it. That way you don't have to rewrite the whole thing. You can just copy and paste it. All right, so you're ready to go. You're on the Genes in Space website. We're going to go to Apply. So click Apply. It's going to bring us to this here. Submit your proposal here. Talks a little bit about the scoring criteria. Do you have an interesting question? Do you have a clear hypothesis? Does your hypothesis require the unique environment of the space station, again, being in space? And finally, did you make creative use of PCR? Now, again, when we talked about PCR, polymerase chain reaction, that is a way to make lots and lots of copies of DNA segments. So like I was telling most of you guys, y'all need to come up with your problem, and then you need to figure out a specific gene associated with whatever your project is about. That way you can do a little research on that gene, you can have specificity, and you can say that you're going to use PCR to make copies of the gene so you can study it and see how that gene changes in space from being on Earth. And again, if you guys want to look at another example of the sample form, you can do that here, or a detailed scoring criteria there. Okay. First of all, is everyone on your team 13 age or older? As far as I know, all of you guys are at least 13 or older, so that should be a yes. And let's go to apply now. All right, personal information. This is when you are going to put in your information. So I will put in here, let's just say BCMA student. That is my name here. And my age, let's go with 14. So again, this is just a sample submission. You will type in whoever is filling out the form, you are the team leader. So if you're working with a partner, but you're the one filling out the form, you put yours under team leader. And honestly, I'd rather both of you guys do a separate submission, but if one of you is having a problem and you can only submit one, make sure the team leader, that is where your first name and last name goes. Put your age, and this is your mailing address. So whatever your address is, that's what you're going to write here. So let's say 123 Cool Street. Maybe that's apartments 13. And we'll put our city and our state. Oh, 77074. And our state is Texas. Okay. Now, this is the telephone number where to reach you. Again, guys, I would say either give a parent number or something like that. You can put your own personal cell phone number if you want, but it probably would make more sense to put a home number or your parents' number. So 123 123 1234. Now, email address, guys, this is your email address. Okay, so what was our name before? We put BCMA student. So whatever your email address, and again, if you do not have an email address, use your parents' email address. This will be important because if you do not write down your confirmation number, I cannot give you credit for it, but this will allow you to be able to get that. So let's say email address bcma.student@gmail.com. Confirm address bcma.student. And again, you're not actually going to write bcma.student@gmail.com. That's just where you put your actual email address. I'm just using this little silly example right here. So your email address, you confirm your email address there. Now we need our school address and name. So we can go as simple as bcma@Ryan. And we are located at 2610 Elgin Street. That is in Houston. Oh, that is my classroom, but that's not what I need. That is in Houston, Texas, and the zip code is 77004. So once again, I will post this up on the page, but BCMA@Ryan, if you want to write it out, you can. That's BCMA@Ryan is usually an easy way to identify our school. All right, so we have the address and everything. All right, here's where if you had a teammate and you were not able to each submit your own, this is where you put your teammate's information. So you put my BCMA teammate, but again, that you would put their actual name, whatever their name is. Billy Bojangles, you put Billy and Bojangles there. But all right, my teammate, what is their age? And you would put their email here. So in this case, it'll be mybcma.teammate@gmail.com. Now again, please do not write in this email address, guys. And you think you're laughing. Oh, who would do that? You have no idea how many people are going to do that. I can tell you right now, it happens every single year. This is just an example, guys. So you put the actual first name, the actual last name of your teammate if they are not submitting their own. If they're submitting their own, don't worry about it. Make sure you put their email address. And again, if they do not have one, put a parent email address. That is fine. Team leader's grade at school. All of us are in 8th grade. Now is when you need to put my information. So I am the name of your adult sponsor. Now, if you worked with, Dr. Sweeney more than you did with me, that's okay too. But either put me or Dr. Sweeney right down here, okay? So if you're putting my name, my first name is Luke, L-U-K-E. Last name is Aguilar. My phone number, let's go ahead and use my BCMA number here. So 713-942-1932. And my email is luke.aguilar@houstonisd.org. All right. Okay, so here is our actual submission form. Once again, guys, this looks exactly like my proposal draft did because guess what? I copy and pasted it directly off of this. Now, I put in all the other parts to it just to help you guys out, but the bare bones structure is right here. So this is our tweetable form. This is where I put the tweet aspect of the project. And I'm not going to explain all these ones because I already explained it last week. So if you did not see last week's video, go ahead and watch that first. You shouldn't be watching this anyways. You should be handling your proposal and watching the old videos. But that's where you would type that. This is where, again, you put your scientific problems. So you would type all this stuff out. But again, guys, like I told you before, even me, let's see if I have it pulled up. I do. Everything that I deal with you guys with in teams, I put in a separate Word document just because sometimes Teams loses stuff, sometimes your computer shuts down, whatever. So I would write all of your answers out here on a Word document or a Google document or something. That way it's saved, and then you can just copy and paste it into the proper forms. Because otherwise, you could have a problem if you lose it or if something happens or whatever. I do not have access to these things on that website. I have access to the team stuff. Anything on the Genes in Space website, there is nothing I can do about that, guys. So if you make a mistake, that's it. So write it all on a web page or a Word document of some sort, and then you can come over and copy and paste. So that's where you would put your stuff there. Your hypothesis goes here. And again, I'm just doing a silly thing just so we can all see how it goes. Space station stuff, you need to write that here. Your experimental plan. And again, if you guys are like, what is this? I don't know what these are. This is super scary. Well, maybe you should have looked at the assignments from last week or the week before. They're still up, so take a look. All right, how'd you hear about Genes in Space? Most likely you heard about from me or Dr. Sweeney. If for some reason you heard about it somewhere else, like any of these things, go ahead and put that. But likely you heard it from me. If you have any citations go there. All right, so you've got all your stuff in there, all your work ready to go. Click this box right here. I have read the academic integrity code. And in fact, it probably wouldn't hurt to read that just to make sure. Let's go, I'll read it for you. Genes in Space participants commit themselves to submitting proposals that are solely the work of their team. Participants will adhere to the scholarly standards for accurate attribution of sources and acknowledgement of the contributions of others to their work. Plagiarizing the ideas of others will disqualify Genes in Space submissions from being considered for an award. All right, so we read that. Citations, optional, and again, then you would click the Apply Now button, which I'll go ahead and do so now. Uh-oh. All right, so then you're going to click the Apply Now button after everything else has been done. There you go. Thank you for submitting your idea to Genes in Space. You'll be getting a confirmation email shortly. Now, this is the important part, guys. This is the submission ID. When you are, because I'm going to have you submit your Genes in Space thing online, just like I showed you. You will also need to submit it to me through the Teams page, just like you did last week. There will be a box at the bottom that asks you for your submission ID. So please, guys, take a screenshot of it, write it down, make sure you have your submission ID, because this is essentially going to be the proof that you actually turned your project in. If you don't have that, how do I have any idea if you turned it in or not? Because I'm not going to be getting an email about it. No one's going to tell me. I don't have access to the site. So please, guys, that is very important, the submission ID. And after that, that's it. You can print it. You can whatever. Again, hopefully you wrote all your stuff out on a Word document so you can copy and paste it all into your proposal for the Teams page. That way I have a copy. Genes in Space has a copy. And that's it, guys. That would be the end of your deal. See, and look at that. And it already hit me right now, letting me know that I gave a Genes in Space submission, which is great. So, yeah. Okay, guys, that is it for this week. Again, most of the stuff I'm going to post is the same stuff from last week because all we're doing this week is we are finalizing our proposals. Make sure you register for your Zoom session if you have not done so already. Make sure you come this week. Even if you haven't been yet, that's okay. Come this week. We have plenty of mentors to help you out. But otherwise, guys, I've had some people who've not been to any session, haven't done any work, and they're coming to me, on Sunday night asking for help. It's very difficult for me to help you Sunday night. One, I'm not even really in class on a Sunday. I go Monday through Friday, just like you guys do. But yeah, if you haven't been here the past 2 weeks and paying attention and you're just trying to scrap something out at the last second, I'm sorry, guys. I have a lot of students. It's just me for the most part. So I had to double up all my classes. I have 9 classes now instead of the 4, about 200 of you guys to deal with. Think about it. If all 200 of y'all kept coming to me on a Sunday night asking for help, imagine what that's like for me. It's tough. So, all right, guys. I love all of you. Do your best work. Give it some effort. We're at the tail end of this race. We're all doing well. I'll talk to you guys soon, and I will see you Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at the mentor sessions. All right? Bye.